I'm Professor Helena Barnard. I'm the Director of Research at Gibbs and also in charge of the Doctoral Programme. Our Doctoral Programme is quite big. We're hoping to get eventually about 12 to 15 graduates a year. And in order to make the program happen, we rely quite heavily on ClickUp. I work with a team of program managers, two program managers, Viv Spooner and Larushka Barat, and a coordinator. And their job really is to hold the community of scholars together. We know that part-time students are very likely to drop out, so we actually start with an even bigger cohort of students. Just during the preparatory phase, we give people a chance to see if this is what they want to do. Everybody who's involved in the doctoral program has access to the online platform. So during the initial about year of coursework, it's really trying to figure out, is scholarship the thing for you? Viv and Larushka play a very close role with the students where they're monitoring what the students are doing online. The courses are taught by a faculty member, and each faculty member, and they will obviously be the subject experts in their field, will also during the period that they are online for about a 2-month period be engaged on a virtually daily basis, looking at individual submissions, also looking at the group submissions. We've made the platform open so that everybody can see everybody's submissions, also to make sure that people can benefit from feedback that applies to somebody else. I think it's so often easier to see the mistakes that somebody else is making compared to yourself. So the faculty members are engaged in terms of the content, while Viv and Larushka are helping facilitate the students' experience online, making sure that they know where to upload things, questions like that, but also monitoring things like the language the students use. We really would like students to be critiquing, to be engaging in a scholarly fashion with each other's contribution. But it's often hard for students to understand the difference between critique and criticize. And we want to make sure that it's a space with a lot of enabling, kind, although very challenging comments. Supervisors are not really part of the initial coursework phase because it's really a preparatory period. But we have mentors who may eventually become supervisors, and they're also encouraged to go in and see what's happening so that they understand the challenges that students have. So the students are, in a sense, at the core of what's happening, but both from the program management perspective and from the various faculty members, we are looking at what the students are doing, and we are commenting as we see to make sure that this is a conversation that is facilitated and that is achieving the goals that we hope for it, as one would in a standard classroom. Very few of our students are full-time, so they work and they're in an action mode. Also, most of our doctoral students have an MBA, which has a research component. It's about a third research, but even there it's more action-oriented. And one of the big challenges with the doctoral program is how to get them into a reflective mode. We've long realized that we need coursework, but the coursework wasn't achieving its goal in enabling people to preparing them to be academics, scholars who really engage with academic writings and who write in an academic style. So when I took over as director, I was thinking, how are we going to ensure that people learn the skill of academic reading and academic writing? And I thought we shouldn't allow them to come onto campus until they've proven some basic level of facility with those key skills. And I thought, isn't there some way that you could actually involve them in a campus community that's not on campus? And it was only at that point that I thought of using ClickUp as a platform. And I think in terms of using technology, it really came not from how are we going to use these new technologies, but from the learning goals and how are we going to best meet the learning goals. So the logic of the doctoral program of the coursework phase is really that of a conference, an academic conference. You prepare your paper, having done all the reading and the writing and the rewriting. You send it off and it gets assessed. If it's good enough, you get invited to go to the conference. So we follow about a 2-month cycle. For 6 weeks, our students do academic writing, do academic reading. They get individual feedback about 3 times. And if they've done well enough, they actually get invited to come on campus. This has many advantages. The one is that they really learn how to write in an academic fashion. It also means that their engagement with each other, we make sure that everybody can see everybody's submissions, is a helpful engagement. And when they come on campus, we can really delve deeper into questions, but there's also a lot of developing a community of scholarship. I think it was a shock for me in my own doctoral studies to discover it's not a metaphor, it's actually how it works. Scholarship is advanced by a group of individuals debating things and coming to grips with the new knowledge we're trying to create. By having the online platform facilitate that kind of experience where the students, the doctoral students in their formative years get to critique each other, get to see each other's work, and get to jointly come to an understanding of the work, we're actually enabling them to develop a community of scholars, to develop the academic reading and writing skills. The online component is subservient to the overall learning goals, which I think it should be. But it also makes it possible for us to attract students who are geographically very widely dispersed and to have a very cohesive community where people are all engaged online and busy commenting on each other's work. When we initially thought about using an online platform, the goal was really to assist students during the preparatory phase where they are developing the skills to be scholars, how to write in an academic way, how to read in an academic way. In the process, the students developed quite a cohesive community that was anchored around the online platform. Students have developed alternate communities. We've got a WhatsApp group and so on. But we've also had that students want to exchange each other's proposals, want to see what other students are doing, what previous students have achieved. And we've had more and more requests from the students about how can we make sure that ClickUp remains alive in the later parts of the dissertation, in the dissertation process itself. And this really for us was a wonderful request to receive, because it's often easy to experience the dissertation thesis writing process as a very lonely one. So what we're doing at the moment is looking at how do we take the model that we've developed on a coursework phase, which was very structured with weekly deliverables and you either got accepted to come on campus or not, how to expand that and really have it be a supportive space where students can share documents, can comment on each other's work, where supervisors can see what other supervisors are doing, what other students are achieving, so that we really can shift the online community to not just be there for the preparatory phase, but actually serve us during the heart of the doctoral thesis writing.